Yeah, let's start, friends. Yesterday we were talking about this one. So we were talking about dictionaries. So what we do today is we'll take one scenario like how we can really use dictionaries while working in some project, okay? And understand how we can apply this, okay? So let's do that now. Yeah. So let's take an example, friends. So this is all discussed. We know how to know what is dictionary and how to work with dictionary, all that. So now we'll take one example, whatever, uh, one live example, so that you get an idea how dictionaries can be really used while working in some project. Okay, so let's do that now. Suppose this is, I'm sharing one scenario which I generally use work regularly in my automations. Okay, so let's do that now. So this is actually the automations which I do is streamlining our databases, right? We as a DevOps team, what our responsibility is to making sure that database is always available. So generally we run into some kind of space issues. And to avoid these space issues, we generate reports. So this database usage reports. I'm not sharing anything confidential here. So, but I just replaced all that with just some generic names here. So generally what we do is we try to fetch the database name and then that project name and the size of each. And also one more thing is you have path. So what is that we have? We have some path like, slash, it starts with root, some ABC slash PBC slash some XYZ slash like that it will be. Okay. These were paths to the folders that were there in the or to the something called to the data in that folders. So it will be like this. So the first one is database name, second one will be the project name, and third one will be the path of that data. Right? It will be like this. Like it starts with root. There will be a parent folder and then subfolder and then subfolder. At some point there will be data in the form of dates. Okay, in the form of date, date. Okay, so that is how it will be organized, friends. So again, there will be another path for another projects. So here it will be something like, suppose if project is this a somewhere at some level, it will be something like this AIA. Again, this goes like this. That will have some more subfolder. I'm just only taking till this just to give you some idea, quick idea. There will be a path like this. Similarly, ABC, BBC, some BBB. That ABC, BBC will be common. That is why actually the parent path. So in our database, it will be something different. Okay, but I'm just giving you an idea. Similarly, you will have something like this. Okay, where similarly here CCC and also now again. So and we fetch all this generally from database and we use an NoSQL lightweight database and mostly that is completely implemented with Python so that once we fetch data, all the data mostly will be in the form of all the rows will be form of each row is one tuple for us like this. Okay, here I'm just taking a list of lists so that you get some idea. So what is the requirement we do here is I'll just tell you like where we apply dictionaries. So you can see lists like this or tuples like this. So you also get some idea how actually the data will be and how we apply our this thing, all that. Okay. So let's just actually first prepare this data set and then we start applying like the scenario of filtering data and how we can use dictionaries, all that we can try that here. So one more, I'll just create one more. So like this, we might have some n number of records based on that database. Number of projects and sub projects. At least we work with some 10 to 12 projects we manage, and in that again there might be multiple subfolders in each project, starting from root. So it might come around like some 100 paths or more, or some 200 paths like that. Again, some of that data size might be will be in some cases the data size also might be zero. So we filter it again, applying what is that? If that size is zero, we ignore such kind of paths as well. Now this is how it look like, friends. So one, two, some two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Just the rough idea. So this is how we have a database usage info. We generally face this from database by applying that database specific NoSQL query. And that is completely implemented in again with some our organization specific APIs. So this is the idea, friends. Now, what is the requirement is this is the data set. Once we fetch the data from data set, it look like this. Each record look like this, a database name, and then of course this might be same or different because we might fetch multiple records or multiple tuples from the same database as well. But I'm just giving you a quick idea. And you have a project name. Second one is project name, and third one is path, and fourth one is size in bytes, and fifth one is size in GB or GIB. J means gigabytes. GB means gigabytes. There is a difference. You can check in Google. So this is the idea, friends. So now what is the requirement is now we need to get usage. How much each project is occupying, right? So suppose I have again same project, this AAA, right? I have one more record of AAA with some different path. Just giving you a quick idea. Let's prepare this. So again, database, you can take project AAA, and then this path might be, this will be same, this one, and you might have something like XXX, and here also you might have some YYY. Okay, similarly like this data will be, this would be enough, friends. Now the requirement is what we have to filter project name, path, and size. You got it right, friends? So how do you filter it? So generally for these kind of purposes, what is that we apply? We apply, we use otherwise dictionaries while filtering data. In all these kind of scenarios, dictionaries are very useful, friends. Now you know the first parameter is always database, second parameter is project name, third parameter is path, fourth parameter is size in bytes, fifth parameter is size in GB. Maybe if you want, you can do one thing. You can just have in comment what would be the structure of this. One is a database name, second one is project name, and third one is path, and fourth one is size in bytes, and fifth one is size in GB. Now, how do you apply this dictionaries? So you can see now there is a group of nested dictionaries. This is how we get data from this NoSQL object-oriented database. It is a lightweight database. Everything is implemented with Python. All the APIs are implemented with Python. Okay. So now filtering. So what is the requirement? I'll just write here. Requirement is, so this is the structure of that data. Requirement is filter. What should I do? Filter project name, because this is what we need. and then path, and then size in GB. These are the three things which I need. Now, how I have to filter? I have to filter all this data according to project name. And then again, next thing is usually, in my project, I plot all this data plot this data onto matplotlib. Okay. Means I generate a bar chart so that we can view that, we can have that pictorial view of usage. Okay, but here we are not going to bar chart. Maybe later I'll definitely show you how to plot data on matplotlib. But I'm just showing you the usage of dictionaries, usage of lists, and how do you filter data, all that. And this is actually a real scenario where I generally keep using in my day-to-day work. Even yesterday also, I am doing the similar thing. And dictionaries are quite necessary, something really needed when I work on it every day. So just showing you how we can apply. Now while filtering, what we do, filter with project. And right, this always you have to iterate it, and you can get this something in the second thing is project. And then also, what is that? This third thing is path, fourth thing and fifth thing is size in GB. Now you have to fetch this data. So how do you fetch it now? We can do like this. So simply you can try like this. You can iterate this. Okay, this list actually. I'll do. Before this, what is that you have to do? Create one. I mean, one dictionary as well. What is that? DB usage dict equal to create an empty dictionary. Got it right, friends? And now what do you do? So if it is an empty dictionary, then you can start assigning record by record to this empty dictionary. So how do you do this right now? So you can iterate this list. Okay. So and then extract something from this one, and then again extract path and then size, and then if the project is same, right, what you have to do in such cases, you have to, what is that you should do, all that data related to project A has to be assigned to this particular key. This acts as a key. Project name acts as a key here, friends. You got it right. So what is that? Project name acts as a key. Just keep that in mind. So I try to fetch or filter data like this. So how do I filter now? Something like database, iterate this for use some info in this one. What is this? Something like this. Next, after that, what is that I should do? I have to fetch this data from here. So do one thing. Fetch something in the first index and then second index, and this is fourth index, which is in the fifth column. So I can fetch like this. So what is it like that? Some database usage info of some info of this key is there, right? So this is the, which column is that? This is the first column. Project is in the first column. You can just try to say info of one equal to, assign this path and this size together as a tuple to this dictionary. Assign this path and this size as tuple. So how do you assign it? So you can say info of this is 1, 2. So info of 2, comma, and this is the size, right? So this is info of some 4. So this is how you should assign. Now you can see here, we should create dictionaries like this, and we try to create it, I mean, filter that data into dictionaries so that it's easy for me to plot this data onto a matplotlib. You got it right, friends. So now what you have to do? So you can print it now after this. You can see data will be filtered into this dictionary. But we generally use this kind of filtering, else we apply some APIs that are specific to our project. Okay, so the database have certain APIs which are implemented in Python. We use that as well, friends. Okay, now you run this. Now we are getting an error. Just a minute. Must be integers or slices, not string. So what happened to this? Info of one. Okay, fine. This is fine. This is a key equal to. We get record by record info of 2. Okay, this should be also fine. Info of 4.
Database object, right?
So that actually database objects we try to get query and get it. Here we are I'm only just mimicking that scenario. I am not able to see that who is it, ma'am. List indices must be integers.
So do we need to remove the comma at the end of the last line? I mean, database one, yeah.
Okay, so this should be fine. Okay, let's try this now. Right click run this. Still we have the same issue.
You need to change the database object.
Sir,
Database
each element you are taking again in a list, right? This database usage info itself is a list, right? Again, you are iterating one by one element means first one it will take.
No. Actually, see, let me just show you. This gets this list first, and from that
First
list
one, yeah,
we are
correct.
filtering.
Okay. Yeah,
We are
got it.
filtering
Yeah.
this one and also creating it as a tuple. This generally I do this regularly, Shiva sir.
Okay.
So type error. There is some issue somewhere. Let me just see here. When we assigned
Indices must be
mostly. Okay, I got it. This is the issue, sir. See here, the dictionary name.
Okay.
Not dictionary, sir. This is correct. We are, yeah, correct. Dictionary name, sir. Yes, the issue is with the dictionary name. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
So this is what missing. I copied. I am using list again to append data. So this thing is not available with the dictionary. Yeah. Now you can see, friends. This is how we can filter data to dictionaries. Now right click, run this. This works now. You can see here. Right? You can see.
But you are not printing the.
Yeah. I should print dictionary as well. The filtered dictionary. This is quite a regular thing I use in my day-to-day work, friends. This is how we use dictionaries to filter data. We get filtered data. Now see here. This is key and these two are path and size. Again, this is key, path and size. And this is key, path and size. This is key, path and size. Of course, I should get also, right, there is a duplicate, two keys are there. I should get the data of this as well in the form of key and value pairs. So we have to dynamically generate, even if we have same keys. You got it right. This keys might be repeating, friends. I might have this. This project might be repeated for 10 times with different path and size. You have to capture all the data again. One more scenario. So this is fine. So we are able to fit. This is how dictionaries are used. Just for FYI, I am trying to show you in real usage how really dictionaries are necessary for us. Because in most of these things, what you work, maybe in data engineering or in our DevOps or whatever it is, this kind of requirement will be always there. Even yesterday also, I'm fetching some database of, details like, what exactly is their size and active DB size and history size, all that. and I created dictionary and I have to put all that into dictionaries according to the details like that. Everywhere you need a dictionary. This is fine. We created like this. One more scenario is you have to even get the data of this one, data of this one, all that friends. Then how do you do that? So that is where again there is one scenario which I tried. Initially it was difficult. Now you can ask. This scenario is important for you. So I'm just asking here, just for quick this thing, how to get keys AAA, comma, repeated in dictionary. So we can dynamically create dictionaries as well, friends. With the key might be same. If that path and size are changing, then you can also have a dictionary with duplicate. I mean, when key can be associated with this, or else you can do one thing. There is another way. What is that? Okay, no problem. That's fine. So there are different ways. You have to first filter all that data associated with this project and then put it into one tuple. Then again, you wherever you find that key is multiple times repeated, you can first split that into data into tuples with this project, and those tuples you can just append it to the key. There is a different way of doing. Generally, I do that, but okay, let me just should not miss second or third record. We can dynamically generate, just showing you this one. This is important scenario, right? With the same key.
Prompt you have given wrong, sir. Should not.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is gone. Yeah.
How to dynamically add data to dictionary when we have the same key be assigned with multiple records. Yeah, this should be the, yes, see here. Yes, this is the scenario. See here, friends. You create like this empty one. Now, you try this once. Now you can see it should fetch. So key A, see here, friends. Can you see this now? This A should be attached with these two things. Let's try this once. So what you do is this is the data, right? So I'll just try to run this now. Let me run it once. So point is, you can see here, this is a scenario where you can do like this. What is that? Per record in data, okay. And key is what is that they are assuming that second column is the key, record of one. Then if key not in record dictionaries. So they are checking. So if that is not there, they are appending key to the dictionary. Uh, sorry, I am no problem. And they are just what is that? First creating this empty list here, or you can put a tuple as well. It's up to you. List should be fine because we can use append method more than tuple. Maybe that list, if you want, you can convert it to tuple. Now what you are doing, that's record of key dot append. You can apply this. Let's do one thing. This is the code which we need. This actually here, you are dynamically creating a dictionary here again. See here. So let's do one thing. Let's take this till this. Let's try this here, this scenario as well, just to show you how we can dynamically, even if you have, this is one scenario I keep applying, friends. Just want to show you. But you got some idea, right? What is that? This is a real usage which we generally keep using to filter data. Even the example seems to be a simple one. Now we can run this, and here you can copy this one. So record in data usage info, and then other things you can leave it like that. Now you can see here, you can print what? Print. If you want, you can print the this one, the list of lists. Okay, and this is actually dictionary which initializes empty list for the key, and then append that record to this key. So let's do one thing first. Copy this and paste it here, this dictionary, and now run this. So now you can see here, this you can see here, friends. Database AAA should be associated with the C. Yeah, perfect. So this key AAA is associated with the two lists. You can see this is a list one and this is list two. Of course, you can filter it. Here we are not filtering. Maybe if you want to filter data, what you can do, record of some one comma. So second one is you can all this, just a minute, friends. You can filter from this, or else again while iterating on key also you can filter it. There are different ways to filter this. Okay, for now the idea, maybe otherwise you can just leave it like that for now. So you can see this now, same key is associated with what, one record, two records, whichever record is associated with this key AAA, all those are retrieved into one list here. You can see here now, right? This is actually the parent list. In that parent list, again, we have nested list here. So this is another scenario which we apply, friends. So this is actually dynamically creating a dictionary. You apply key and then try to append that to that key. And this is how you have to, this also helps you. What is this, friends? To create or to filter data with all records that are associated to some key. Now you can see here, am I getting all that records associated to this key? Again, after that you can filter it. Maybe suppose if you want to filter this data according to this project and then path and this thing, this is easy for us, right? So now you can try to iterate it, and then you can also filter here as well from this level, or you can also filter that here itself. So whichever is better for us, we can apply that. Maybe you can do one thing. Suppose let's do one thing, record of, make it as a tuple otherwise. So this tuple. So what you can do, record of some one. Okay. So this is actually the what, uh, record of, we do one thing. One already they were filtering. So what is that we need? Record of two, record of four. So do one thing, record of two, pass it as iterable object. Append doesn't take multiple parameters. Altogether, it takes one parameter. So record of two, comma, record of four. Okay. So I'm filtering this path as well as this size in GB. So now what you can do, let's run this and see what would be the output inside this now. Now this time you can see. See here, I filtered data dynamically here itself. See. So because this is something I generally keep doing, and this is one scenario which dynamically creates dictionary and then appends a key associate, appends records associated with the same key. Usually, right, we cannot duplicate key, right? But now to the, if key is repeated, you can see here, I just, this project is repeated for 2 times. Sometimes this project will be repeated for 8 times, 10 times, 20 times, or 30 times for me. Now I have to capture all those records. You got this thing, friends? This is how you can play with what is this dictionaries, friends. So you can, then this is quite common scenario. Even yesterday also I was working on some scenario. This is one thing. Let me just share this with you. Do you get this, friends? I am only giving you an idea how dictionaries are really needed when you are working in some project. So because we already implemented dictionary topic yesterday, so we have discussed all that pros and cons. But if you have a question how this can be really used, this is how. And this data here, I just prepared a quick data set, but I fetch this from a database. And then I have to filter on that. And by filtering that again, I have to again see here, write that data to a dictionary like this. You can see here. So this data, I plot this path and key onto what, friends? Onto onto a database. Sorry, onto Matplotlib. Suppose I want to, if some same paths are repeating here, right, in this project. So then what is that I should do? So I try to do sum of all that and try to plot that. Somehow I do like that, friends. Okay, suppose I want to do total, I want to get total size of this particular project associated. So what is that I should iterate this again. I should do the sum of each size in all that paths of all sizes of all paths. Sorry, what is that I should do? I might have multiple records associated with the same project. Same, there might be a path and a size, a path and a size. Now I want to get total size of this project. Then I should do sum of this and sum of this and sum of another path, which whatever paths present in that particular project, all that path sizes we should sum, and that gives you total size of that project. You got it, right? Even we have to do that kind of validation as well. Got it, right, friends? So for that, again, we use some list iterators and then get that requirement, friends. You got it, right? So this is the idea. Let me share this. Is this clear to you? How this is working, all that, right? So this is one scenario. Let me just share this code base with you. I am only giving you a practical scenario, how really dictionaries are needed so that you get that real usage. And this one. So there are two ways. Today we covered two scenarios, just how to filter data using a dictionary. This is one approach. Okay. Second approach, how do you dynamically create a dictionary if you have same key associated with multiple records? This is one more scenario. So this code base helps you to assign multiple records to the same key without losing that data. This is one more scenario. You got it right, friends. So let me just share this code base with you. And I'll also just show you how again one more real uses. I am all talking only what I do regularly, but not exactly showing you anything violating my policy. Okay. So that integrity is important. So I'm not violating anything. I'm only giving you some modified data here. I'm not sharing anything here related to my project, but the scenarios what I work, I'm showing you. Right, next one. This is yesterday also I'm working on one scenario. Let me just show you that as well. So that gives you an idea. Oh, this is how I have to use dictionaries. This is how I need to apply filter data and append that to the dictionaries. All that. This is quite day-to-day job, friends, for me. Yeah, please ask.
A message is not reached us.
You did
Chat.
okay. I did. Sorry. I didn't actually submit that trick button. Okay. Now I think you should reach it. See their permission. So this is one thing, friends. One scenario. Just try to work on this and try to see how do you. This is a requirement. We create some dummy dictionary initially. We try to have a data like this and then we filter it in different ways. One approach is this, another approach is this. Sometimes we need to associate multiple records with same key. How do you do that? We dynamically create dictionaries like this. Okay, like next one. One more scenario which I was doing yesterday, like the usage of dictionary. Again, because after this, I'll jump to the next topic, that is functions topic. Again, that would be very helpful for us. And we try to apply many things. and you have a small requirement. So you can try this with the list comprehensions. You can Google it or do whatever you think it's best. But understanding how to keep on applying friends steps. You can fill this step. Okay, what is that? Now, suppose you might have multiple projects with the multiple paths. So each project, you can see this. This project A is associated with the. You can see two records with the different paths and different sizes. Might even sizes might be different or same. We don't need to worry about that. It depends on their usage. Even here you have a project with here other projects have just one record. Maybe you can add more as well. You can duplicate data here for BBB. Change this path name and then just change the data. Now requirement you fill in this with the a list comprehension. What is the list comprehension? Also you apply that. So play with different things, friends. List or tuple comprehension, whatever you think is best here. List comprehension. I'm giving you overall this. I mean the day-to-day work I do without actual real details. So what you have to do? Get the project wise sum of project wise sizes. Okay, suppose I want to plot this. I need to get data like this. My project here, size of this path. What is that? 1, 2, 3. So plus, suppose this is my project is, and then size, this is the requirement. My project is AAA. Then if I want to get total size of AAA, I should do sum of this one, sum of this one, sum of another record, whatever I have there. Then what is that I should do? I should add 1, 2, 3 plus of path 1 and again 1, 2, 3 of path 2. Maybe if you want, I will show you now itself how you can try that. Okay, then it gives you what 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 around 2, 4, 6. You get size of 2, 4, 6. That is the total size of this project usage. Then you have to plot this onto matplotlib, right? Projects along x-axis and sizes along y-axis, because this is what I do. I generate a lot of reports, friends. Okay, so this one. So you can try this, fill in this. You can Google it or you can use Chat GPT, but this kind of filtering is important for us. Maybe if possible, if you have idea, you generate a report. Again, fill in this step again, or otherwise to do. So I will also show all these things to you, no problem. But I'm giving you the day-to-day usage. To do is what? Generate a report, plotting what your project name across x-axis and what is the other one? And size across y-axis. Size across y-axis. This is what you should do, friends. You can try it yourself. If not, I will show you how to work on this. Not a problem. We'll discuss about matplotlib. So now, so this is what you have to do now. This is the requirement. You try to fill in this. This is not really difficult. You can get code base anywhere. Okay. So I'm just giving you an FYI. I'm sharing this as well. Try to fill in this as well. So this definitely helps you, friends. Trust me. So now I'm sharing this as a fill-in requirement. Okay. First you try it. If not, we can work on that. Not a problem. So this is one thing. So got it right. Interesting. This is useful scenario how we can play around dictionaries and lists and then tuples. You can see we created as tuples. We try to cover multiple things in the simple code base here, right? And similarly, if you add these steps as well, you got much more. You have list comprehension or tuple comprehensions here. And also you do one thing, sort dictionaries. Also you have to sort dictionary, okay, in descending order. When you get this project size, everything here, you got it right, friends. So what you have to do, you have to, once you get all those sizes, you have to sort it in descending order. Maybe, so this is one more requirement. Sort dict in DESC. and that we should plot onto Matplotlib or Seaborn. There are multiple plotting APIs. You can choose whatever you want from Python. Python friends. Sorry, friends. So this is the idea, friends. Try this. If not, this is a simple one. You can iterate it in the form of key and value pairs, and then you can get the sum actually. So what do you do, right, friends? So let's move to the another scenario so that we can jump to functions topic. So another scenario which I am doing is I need to like this. I generally keep working with dictionaries, all these data structures, friends, regularly. So next one is I'm sharing this as well. You have to sort as well because this is not. So try this, friends. Work on these things. If you have issue, I can sit with you and work also. Not a problem. Because this is what I do every day. So next after that is one more Python file. You take it. I'm just sharing a simple scenario. So Python file, and then so this time data details. Okay, and then dict details test. Okay, let's like that. So what is that I do is we have a database again. See here, friends. I'm giving you one more scenario. So here database details from a script. We apply a script. That script shares us some details. What are those details? Let me just give you that. I'm just straight away giving. In my code, I try to fetch it through APIs. Okay. So the first one is suppose DB first is variable one. I have a database active size. I need to get this. Then I apply some API method that gives me active size. So I'm just adding directly here some around some 2500 GB. This is 2500 GB. This is usually our lightweight capacity sizes. Otherwise, if it is broad, we have around some around 10,000 or around 12 TB or 10 TB. Sometimes it might be 8 TB like that. So there will be two things, active usage and then there will be history as well, two things. So what is active active usage of my DB? That is one thing I need to get. Suppose assume that I'm using some 8,000 GB. Okay, this is data in GB. Similarly, history. History, we don't have much in the databases, friends. I have a history like this with something like some 600 GB. We don't have much in history. Around like 1 TB max or 1.5 TB will be there in history. Total. Total is what? Total means we need to add this active DB plus history gives me what, friends? This gives me total. Okay, similarly, available space. There will be one more thing in database. Okay, the quota. Suppose I assume the quota is some 10,000 GB. Okay, 10 TB. Then this is the quota. Then what is the free space available? Then free space is quota minus. Generally, if you want to free space, that quota minus this is what I should get, friends. So this total. So total minus total gives me free space available. Okay. Free or I can make something db free avail. Now enough, friends. Likewise, I need to get data of multiple things. There is something like craft. There is something like few more unused quota. There are many things. So yesterday also I was working on this scenario because I need to add that usage report. This history thing I am adding yesterday. So what is that I do? Again, I should filter this data, create a dictionary now. What is that? DB details, dict. Okay, equal to create empty dictionary first. So first requirement is first I should generate this all these data details, whatever I get from database. I fetch from database. This actually we apply a API here, right? We have DB API with a script. With that script, we fetch all these details. Now, what is that I have to do? I should pass these details in the form of a table. What is that? I should create a table and display this data. What is that I should do? Display this data in a mail. I should send a mail. So display this data in a mail or send data in a mail in the form of table. How that table will be? If there will be a component, that DB component. What is that? This quota or active DB or history or total DB free space available, all that. So that will be the component. And then what is that? The other thing will be value of that component. So the easiest thing is what? Adding these two dictionaries is the best choice, friends. And these are not repeated. Even if it is repetitive, just now, few minutes back, we just discussed how to append multiple records to the same key. We just had discussed that scenario. You can just practice that. That would be helpful. Now, what is this? Now you take this simply. Now this one, first one, this is not really difficult. What is that you should do? You have to add quota to the dictionary. So append quota. Okay, equal to, you can just simply say quota. And similarly, you can apply one more thing. And right, second one is active DB. Okay, put it to this, add to this. Third one, history. Or else even you can plot this to again matplotlib. Got it right, friends? History. Again, you can assign history here. Just a minute. You can maybe later add values. First, you can change this to active DB. You can copy this history and then assign to this. And then this is something I was doing a scenario yesterday because this is something we need to generate. So I'm doing it. So just sharing that so that you get an idea overall how you can play around data, how we can, so the scenarios which we can apply, how really important is dictionary. Most of the time we need dictionaries a lot, friends. Keep in mind. Okay. So another one is what? One more like this. But this is not really challenging, but there are scenarios sometimes while preparing data or creating data. We need that. Now available DB free available space. So this one. So this what is that I should do now? Again, all this data I should iterate it and append to a HTML. So here actually we are not sending any mail. Maybe if you want, we can integrate that mail scenario as well. So, but what is that I should do? I create a HTML table and append all this to HTML table. Something, if you want, I just quickly show you how it works. And then finally, what I do, that I send in the mail so that automatically that data will be shown in the form of a table. So everybody can easily understand it. So I mean, analysis purpose. So now what you do? So if I should add all this data to the HTML table, now I do this. What is that? I iterate it for this DB detail dict. So here on top of this, I'm giving you a scenario. Now we are not sending any mail, but giving you a real use is some HTML plus equal to HTML equal to. I just add something like this. Now I iterate this dictionary for data or row. Anything should be fine. Data in DB details dictionary. While iterating dictionary, what is that you should do? You cannot directly apply. You can have to always apply items method. Keep in mind, friends. Now, what is that I should do now? I have to say some HTML plus equal to. So now I create something like some TR colon, put all this in everything. I create a table like this and then some TD colon. Okay, another one, some TD. And to this, what I try to do, I try to append this data, which one? So here one is of course component comma, the other one is value, right? So you can add that comma value in. Now here to this HTML, I pass this. I'm giving you again one more scenario, how dictionaries are needed, how we iterate them, and how we try to prepare some other thing. I'm just showing you. Okay, you can ignore this. In place of HTML, you can put a print, but showing you here. So I create this thing like this. This we pass it to a mail actually. See here. This is over. One we have created one column. Again, what do you do? TD here, not TB. It should be TD friends. And close this TD tag. This is how I try to generate data. I'm giving you a real-time usage for you. So next one after that is you try to have one more column and then you pass value here. So, and here this F string definitely helps a lot, friends. Okay. So finally, one row, once after appending one row to the HTML table, of course, you create a table as well on top of this, just start table. And in between table, what you do, you try to append all those rows to the table, right? So now what do you do? Maybe if you want, you can just create a table like this table. You can start a table tag. And then between that, you can keep adding all this. Finally, this is done. Now, end this with the tr tag and finally close the f string this. You can see here. And this is how it generates a HTML this thing. And finally, you can close HTML plus equal to table / table, something like this. Again, here you have to apply what is the difference. If you want, you can directly use codes like this. Okay, this is also fine. Then to this, you have to putting f string is always a good thing for you. Okay, here I'm just doing what I'm not, I'm just printing HTML just to show you. Usually this HTML I pass to a mail so that when that mail is sent, we get that report of all that usage of this data. You can see here. And I'm also sharing how you can, what different things you can do. So this is actually, for generating a report scenario. Let's run this now. Let's see what would be you can see here. See here, you get all that HTML data. Now you actually, if you want, you can test it in some, what shall I say? You can take this data, whatever we are running here, and put it in some, this thing. Let me show you if you want how this looks like. Suppose you take this, a just for showing you, save this as some report.html. Okay. And then you can just save it anywhere just for testing purpose and save all files here. And okay, leave it like that. So what do you do right now? You go to the E drive, just quickly run that report.html. E drive. You can see here somewhere, see this one, run this now. So actually it should get some table format. Okay. So when you run HTML, it has to render. Somehow it's not rendering. It's fine, no problem. So in the mail, I can see all that there. Maybe if I am missing anything here, but you can see the values on the browser. See here, friends. Quota is something. So this is how I generate what, friends. Actually, in my mail, it will be beautiful. Okay, I also add some coloring. If size is exceeding some 80%, all that I put red color, so that we are in some kind of danger zone on something like that. This reporting helps my team to get some idea, like, if we are going down with the space or all that. That is how we play around data. So this is a scenario where I keep working. Maybe you can enhance this also as well, friends. You got it right. I'm giving you overall real usage and not like something we get from the Google or somewhere. But these scenarios I apply day to day. But I'm only with some dummy data. I'm showing you all these scenarios. Interesting, right? See, this actually I send in as a report in a mail that gets rendered, and definitely there will be a table which shows data properly. Got it right, friends? So this is the idea. So actually, even this also should render. We should get a table for some reason. It's okay, fine, no problem. That's not a big deal for us. Okay. We started row and this is the reason. Maybe let's run this again. Rerun it. And our table is closed properly. Let's do one thing. Let's add this in the report. Okay, let's save this. I didn't close tr tag. Maybe let's refresh this one. You should get a table. something. We close TR as well. Yeah,
So-
this time it should be fine.
If not table, at least we should get like, quota is equal to some 8,000, something like that. It's not,
The
it is,
values are, you can see here, values are getting displayed here. You can see
Yeah,
the
but-
values.
but what I'm telling is DB_archive is equal to 8,000, history is equal to 6,000.
Active.
total
This
is equal to-
DB_active.
Yeah, total is equal to
Active.
8,600, something like that. Is
Yeah,
equal
yeah.
to our is2 or some, in a
That-
single
that-
line, I mean to say.
See, this is rendering actually. If it is not rendering, we cannot see these values, but somewhere the format is missing. That we can work on format, not a problem. I'm just showing you this is how, for me, I get it in when I generally send mails. I definitely get my output properly. I'm not seeing person name, but whoever it is, my friend. Okay.
Okay.
For me, I get it every day because I generally keep doing it. This is what is something we keep playing with, not just one report, so many reports. So you can try, give it a try, get it in a right format. But usually it should come in a right format. So whatever you generated here, or else you can do one thing. I'll give one more scenario for you. Whatever you are trying to do here, write all this to a file, write all this HTML directly to a file. Here I am copying this and going to this thing and running, right? There is another way all this, right? All this HTML into a file. That itself gives you, and open it as .html file and write each steps to that. This is one more scenario that helps you. Maybe we can do this in files topic as well. You got it right, friends. So now maybe we do one thing.
Yeah, Manu, if that is the case, right, you can close after component, you can close only TD, you can close TR also, Manu. Maybe we get that required output.
We closed it right here.
No,
This,
after component, you close
sorry,
TD. and-
yeah, one more one. This TR should not be here. Yes.
Yeah.
See, we should start TR and TR. That is the reason why we got line by line. I didn't see this here. Thanks for that reminder. Now this time we should get it properly. But in real time, what do? We don't generally copy and paste it. One approach is we try to pass this HTML direct to the mail. Second approach, what is the second approach? Again, I'm sharing you scenarios, friends. What really works in development? You directly create open a file, some .html, report.html, whatever it is, database uses report.html. Append that, write all those things to the file and then save it. Then you can directly run it wherever you want. You put in some location, run that. That's how you can do one more scenario. Why we are getting line by line is this, because this TR is again put, I somewhere it got inserted while copying and pasting. Now this time we should get that, see, because the browser definitely render it properly. Let me just show you. And also table, maybe you can do one thing. You can add a border to the table as well. What is this table? Some border. I add some colors as well, but here no need of that beautification. Run it again. Okay. Let me just show you this time. This time you might see a paste it here, save it. Now what you do? Refresh it. See, perfect, right? Got the table structure here. So this is what generally uh, happening each day when I work on some project. So I need to generate reports. That this report changes and the work I do changes. But this is an idea for you. Starting with dictionary, you can see here, friends. Starting with collecting data, adding to the dictionary, and then appending to the table, and then sending mails or writing to files. So many things are happening here. Can you see that? So these are all live scenarios, friends. So that generally you don't directly, we generally don't see this from other examples. But the work we do, even this is needed when you work in your project as well. Maybe Shiva sir definitely know about these things. So can you share any insights, sir?
Yeah, even sometimes we also need to send emails related to this data, sir.
Yeah. See, these are helpful, but only thing is please try to add more data and increase the volume of data, friends. That helps you more actually. Okay.
But
See,
what we do is like we unload the data to the file and we attach the file through email and send it.
yeah, that is another scenario. See,
Scenario, yeah.
so yeah, that file thing anyhow we can cover because we discuss file topic, right? When we come to file topic, we can fill this particular block with file, and then this particular all this we can put it into a file and generate that HTML file and see how that works. Maybe by the time I can prepare one code how to send mail to us. Okay, we can also play around that so that you get overall cycle of working with data. Got it, friends?
In email, when regarding emails, can we send that to our personal emails, or we need to set up a only official emails like SMTP or
If it
something
is
like
if
that?
it is office, we sent it to office official mails only. We cannot send it to personal mails. You know, right?
Mhm.
So that is not at all possible, Hari.
For example, you know, I have contacted a support. Okay, so the support people ask me, hey, can you send, you know, this
Yep.
how much size you're using for at least next 1 week. So they are having their own domain, right? So can we that
For us,
that will not be our office email ID. That's what I'm asking.
I didn't get the question, but
See,
what we
but
generally do, let me explain, share my scenario, how it works, okay?
Mhm.
So whatever data usage we create, we send it to our official mail so that our team actually, or
Mhm.
dev teams otherwise. Suppose if we should again share it with people when the usage is more, we have to again coordinate with dev teams and mention that this is occupying more. You have to immediately act
Mhm.
on that. So what is the requirement here? We cannot send anywhere. See, this personal mail scenario don't work in the office,
No,
friends.
let me you know put the question in a correct way. See,
Okay.
I am working. I have an Oracle database. Okay, so one of my table is filling or some glitch is there. I don't know. So they want to monitor the size of the path. For example, where